Welcome to College Football Live. Presented by Nationwide.
We are in the Pacific Northwest. I keep hearing about how much hate there is between these two teams that are facing off here this weekend. How could a place so beautiful be brimming with so much hatred? Oregon and Washington, they are going to go head-to-head this weekend. We are here on College Football Live. Desmond Howard, Stanford Steve, the Authority, Pete Thamel, and I am Jen Latta. What a beautiful campus we are on today for this game against these two top teams in the Pac-12 and, of course, two of the top teams in the country. Before we get to that matchup, let's get you set for a bunch of other big matchups that we've got going on this weekend. And we will start with, well, the number one team in the country. Georgia heads to Vandy, who the Dogs have beaten 5 straight times by an average of 40 points. Wow. Their last 2 meetings finished a combined 117 to nothing. Now you got to wear that.
Okay.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan is hosting Indiana. The Wolverines are the second team in the AP poll era to score 30 and allow 10 or fewer points in each of its first 6 games of a season. That, along with the 1971 Nebraska squad. Let's go to Ohio State. They head to Purdue. The Boilermakers have won 3 of the last 4 against the Buckeyes at Ross-Ade Stadium. The last time, you may remember it, a 29-point drubbing in 2018. How about Florida State? They're looking to keep their playoff push alive when Syracuse comes to town. The Noles have scored 30-plus points in 11 straight games. That's tied for second longest streak in ACC history. Number 5, Oklahoma is on the bye, so let's go to number 6, Penn State. They're hosting UMass. The Nittany Lions have won 17 straight non-conference matchups against non-Power 5 opponents by an average of 30 points. But, of course, the game of the week, the one that we are here Seattle for, is a top 10 matchup between the Ducks and the Huskies. Both these teams rank in the top 3 in the FBS this season in both points per game and yards per game. They combine for nearly 98 points per game this season. That is the highest average entering a Pac-12 game ever. I love it when we get an ever nugget into the show, so you know how significant this will be when these two teams face off. Des, 2 unbeatens going head-to-head. What will you be watching for this Saturday in this one?
Wow, I'm just so happy we're here. This is one of those games. Stanford Steve and I, we're talking in the meeting room. It's like this is the one when you just circle it on the map, and like Stanford Steve said, both teams going through a bye the week before, so just make it to the bye unblemished, and game day will be here. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks, you look at both Nix for Oregon, you look at Michael Penix Jr. for Washington. Both of them are playing at a high level. You talk about fireworks from the offense on the field. Defensively, both teams are really good too. This is a matchup like for the ages, and we're only in week 7.
Yeah, I look at the matchup you talked about. Everybody's going to talk about the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What's there not to like about those two guys? But I look at Oregon and the competition that they've played. They haven't played the likes of the teams. I'm not saying Washington played some star-studded teams, but when you look at the team, Washington went on the road to East Lansing, got a big win. Went to Arizona 2 weeks ago, just got to win. Went there, got to win. Tough place to play. So when I look at this matchup, I think about Oregon's offensive line and the crowd and the atmosphere that they're going to have to deal with in this environment. They haven't faced anything like that. So that's the matchup to me, and that's where I think Washington will play better defense. Only have 6 sacks on the season. I think this crowd will be a factor in that game and help them on the defensive side for sure.
Yeah, I think all the eyes of college football are on this game, but also all the eyes of the NFL are going to be here too. There's 32 scouts, the most to ever scout a game here. 32 NFL scouts, 20 different teams. There's 2 scouts from the Cardinals, the Giants, the Commanders, and the Patriots. All of them have varying degrees of quarterback. Now, 2, is
that in case the one guy doesn't know what he's doing?
Well, I think they want extra eyes. 4 eyes are better than 2, right?
That's right. There you go.
So I really think you obviously have Bo Nix. He went from the paragon of unreliability to leading the nation in completion percentage. He's having a once-a-decade season in terms of efficiency. And then obviously you have Michael Penix Jr. He's hanging .399 a game. He's pushing the ball down the field. This isn't like a lot of yards because he's throwing bubbles and everything. They are go, 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 and they are praying for no rain because Washington has made no secret. They are going to beat you through the air.
Now, Michael Penix Jr., I know you sat down with the quarterback earlier this week. What were your biggest takeaways from that?
Wow, resilient young man. He went through so much adversity when he was at Indiana, humble, high football IQ, and he's just a tremendous leader. He's a guy who builds off his relationships. And he can relate to any and every player on the team, and that's why he's such a great leader. When he got here, after spring football, he took a vote for captains, and he received like 105 out of 110 votes. That's how highly his teammates think of Michael Penix Jr. when he's on the field, man. Strong arm, great accuracy, excellent ball placement. I mean, he's just playing at a tremendous level right now. Does not turn the ball over, does not put them in bad situations, go through his progression really quickly, processes fast. I mean, he's just everything you want in the quarterback right now.
That conversation will be on College Game Day tomorrow morning. Right now, the top 3 guys in the Heisman race are all from the Pac-12. You guys have any idea when the last time the 3 finalists, 1, 2, and 3, were all from the same conference?
It's got to be in the 70s.
He probably would know.
It is in the 70s.
No, I was thinking like the Big 8, like when it was Nebraska and Oklahoma every year.
He went back to the Big 8.
Yeah, it has to be.
Wow, that's what I say. Probably know. This is
Now,
like
I don't
Jeopardy.
know who the top 3
like
were.
A Jeopardy question. You know what I mean? I'm more like a Family Feud guy.
Marissa, our fantastic researcher for Game Day, says it was Johnny Rodgers, Greg Pruitt, and Rich
what I was gonna say.
Glover.
Greg Pruitt from the Cleveland Browns? Are you kidding me? I love Greg Pruitt. He's number 34 is one of my favorite players growing up. I should have known. Damn, I should have got that
Well,
one.
if that shows up on Jeopardy, Des, now you got that one.
There we go.
Pete, you got some of the top stories headed into Week 7. Where should we start?
Yeah, well, Travis Hunter would have been on that list before he got injured on that illegal hit against Colorado State on September 16th. He's back, Jen. He's going to play tonight against Stanford. Now, will he play 146 snaps like he did against TCU? I hope not. He probably will play less than 100, but he will play on both defense, where he's one of the best defensive backs in the country, and he will play on offense, where he's a significant downfield threat and an offense that thrives on shots. Travis Hunter will be back, and I think America's excited to see him again.
I know I am. Shoot, I can't wait.
Jalen Daniels for Kansas will not be back this weekend. He's still being bothered by back tightness. This is going to be the 3rd game in a row he's expected to miss. Jason Bean will start again for the Jayhawks. That's going to be his 24th career start for Bean. Look, Daniels looked electric in the 3 games he played. He was awesome on that Friday night against Illinois. They have a bye week, and then Oklahoma comes to Lawrence, and what's the biggest game on their schedule? The big question is, will Jalen Daniels be ready for the Sooners? And then Ohio State got some good news this week with Travion Henderson, their star tailback. Their run game really sputtered against Maryland. They only averaged 1.9 yards per carry. Their offensive line has been in the focus as one of the weak points in that program right now. Well, you had Travion Henderson back. You look at that pop he has against Notre Dame. He's averaging 6.7 yards a carry. He has 5 touchdowns this season. Expect Ohio State to establish him on the ground against Purdue. Remember, the Buckeyes have the Nittany Lions next week, and him coming back for that game and being at full health is going to be of most importance for Ohio State.
The last time Ohio State was at Purdue, a pretty significant outcome in that one. We may touch upon that game on College Game Day tomorrow morning right here from this spot. Lots more coming your way on College Football Live after Miami's brutal loss last week. How will they be able to make a stand against a strong UNC offense? Will the Canes be able to make a comeback? Plus, we've got Caleb Williams and the Trojans going against Notre Dame. Will Sam Hartman and that Irish home crowd be able to slow down the presumed #1 overall pick.
College Football Live is presented by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Behold, a new breed, ready to swarm, ready to sting. The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
I get to love you. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. Every kiss begins with K.
You don't need the same Duracell batteries that help power Williams Racing. Until you do. Duracell is a proud partner of Williams Racing.
I'm all about fall, especially this new pumpkin spice frosty.
Yeah, after it.
So I'm taking some me time out here.
Question for you.
So, fries are a utensil, right?
Good question.
Okay.
It is a good question. Can you give us an answer?
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new pumpkin spice frosty or cold brew.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Yada yada.
Contract yada yada.
Price hike yada yada.
Not a yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. Only at Metro.
Behold, a new breed, ready to swarm, ready to sting. The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
This month, join the new Subway MVP Rewards program and get rewarded. Get 50% off any footlong when you join Subway MVP Rewards. So many all-star options.
It's just for Subway MVPs, right?
You catch on quick, Herbert. Join now and get 50% off any footlong.
From pep in their step to shine in their coats, when people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's just smarter, healthier pet food. It's amazing what real food can do.
The NHL on ESPN+. Knowing where the season's biggest events can be seen means knowing you'll never miss one. Knowing where you live doesn't control what you watch, means always seeing your team in action. Knowing you have access to 50 exclusive NHL games means knowing your plans for the next 6 months. Penguins Capitals, tonight, 7:30, ESPN+.
There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
Outdoor adventures that can take you from here to here, all in the same day. Near it all, but far away. Escape to your natural state.
Just close the doors, and you're in a world of your own. Travel is not just about the destination. It's also about how you get there. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Welcome back to College Football Live, presented by Nationwide.
October 14th, Oregon and Washington is a brawl.
This is the opportunity I think that they've really waited for.
Make sure you check us out live tomorrow morning coming from right here on campus as we get you set for Oregon and Washington a little bit later tomorrow. Let's take a look at today's road test presented by Goodyear. It's Texas A&M who will want to bring the heat on Joe Milton this weekend. Milton is completing just 26% of his passes under pressure. That is second worst in FBS. The Aggies have a 15% sack rate this season. That, conversely, is best in the nation. For more on that matchup, we send it out to Knoxville with Laura Rutledge and Tim Tebow.
Coming your way from Knoxville, Tennessee, where Texas A&M comes into town, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Nothing quite like Neyland Stadium. The checker end zone's already in place, and the good thing about SEC Nation is we like to follow suit. We have our own checker end zone right here on the show. Tim Tebow here. So glad to be with you. Tim, when you think about A&M and Tennessee, what comes to mind in this game tomorrow?
Well, I think the first thing for A&M is you can't let Alabama beat you twice. You have to bounce back from that disappointing loss at home where you had a bunch of chances to win, and you got to be able to put that behind you, and you got to look forward because Tennessee, although they're not the Tennessee of last year, this is still a competitive team that can put up points in bunches. You got to contain the quarterback, stop the big play. I can't wait because this matchup is going to be a good one, and I don't think enough people are talking about it.
I agree. It's a turning point for both teams, too. Another great one that we've got our eye on, you've got LSU and Auburn. What Jaden Daniels is doing at the quarterback spot has been really fun to watch.
It really is. I'm not sure that people understand because of their losses what Jaden Daniels is doing, and people need to stop it and pay attention to what he's doing because he's putting the team on his back. And I loved it last week. Even when he got hurt, he said, all right, whether it's in pain, it's with my legs, it's with my arm, I'm going to get it done. And he did.
Toughness reigns supreme there, and we'll see you tomorrow for SEC Nation right here on SEC Network. Marty and McGee gets us started off at 9 a.m. and then Nation comes your way at 10. Kelsey, back to you.
Laura and Tim, welcome out to beautiful Durham, North Carolina. We are getting set for a primetime game tomorrow. Going to be a little rain and weather during the day, but should clear out by the time that the Blue Devils get set to welcome in NC State. As we say hello from Duke's campus alongside Eric McLean, EJ Manuel, I'm Kelsey Riggs. Great to be with you. And guys, the big question, how is Riley Leonard? How is he healing? Will we see him? We don't have those answers just yet, but you're pretty confident in what this Duke team can do regardless. Why?
Yeah, I'm confident. The backup, Henry Beeland, we've seen him at our ACC road shows throughout the summer. Nice tight spiral, was really walking in the footsteps of Riley Leonard. Everywhere Riley went, he was following him. So I'm sure Coach John's going to have a good game plan for him. But also NC State's defense, again, a lot of 6, 7-man fronts, try to fire up the quarterback. I would have eyes on Peyton Wilson every single time I come up to the line of scrimmage. Make sure I got a blocker for that guy.
This NC State defense can make it hard on any quarterback. NC State trying to beat Duke yet again. Duke hasn't won since 2013. Then there's Louisville, who is just rolling. What can they do to continue their season the way they have?
I think it's focused on themselves. Don't look at the opponent. Don't look at anything other than what can Louisville do as a football team. Very explosive, both sides of the football, but also throwing and running. Cards are going to keep rolling.
6-0 for the first time since 2013. We'll see if they can keep it rolling tomorrow against Pitt, who also has a new quarterback that we will get to see tomorrow. Can't wait for all that. But right now, Jen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, let's stay in the ACC and talk a little Miami UNC. Everyone was talking about that Notre Dame blunder at the end of the game, the mismanagement. And then Miami was like, hold my beverage. And they had that huge issue at the end of the game. How important is this game against UNC to kind of get that in the rear view?
I might sound crazy here, but I love the situation Miami's in here. I really do, because when something happens like that, you truly find out what kind of team you have, what kind of coaching staff you have, what kind of leadership. You saw Coach Chris Paul take full ownership. That helps the locker room realize, all right, we're moving on from this.
Right.
I just can't imagine how long this week has been, knowing that this opportunity against an undefeated North Carolina team waits in the wings. You were there this week. What did you see?
No, you hit it on the head. You know, I was at practice this week, and when I looked at the team, looked at the coaches, their mentality was, listen, we have an opportunity now to go out, put this behind us. If we go out and handle our business on the road against Drake May in North Carolina, people will start to have this foggy memory about what happened against Georgia Tech. I think they can. I mean, you look at North Carolina's defense. All the talk is about Drake May, right, in offense. defense is still pretty average in the 4 major defensive categories. They still hover in like the 6 to 8 range when it comes to total defense, scoring defense, and defense against the run and pass. So I think that they can take advantage of some of those holes in their defense.
Yeah, again, Carolina, the situation for them also is not, if not now, when.
Yeah.
They've been on this stage so many times, and they haven't come through, so they got the pressure on them too. Fascinating matchup.
One of the big stories last week was, of course, Tez Walker being back. What's the latest on him?
Well, they were going to ease Tez Walker in. They were going to let him go in the flow, and then he played 51 snaps.
Yeah.
He ran 34 routes. Tez Walker is back. He had 6 catches for 43 yards. Drake May played great against Syracuse. The one throw he wanted back was Tez Walker on the crossing route early in the game, because that was a touchdown if he put that one on the money. He let it float a little bit. So look at Tez Walker. Start, not start, doesn't matter. He's going to play a lot of snaps, and he is one of the 3 best receivers in the ACC.
So much hype surrounding Drake May when the season started, and he had a little bit of a slow start once he got out there on the field, but he's thrown for 400 yards in 2 of the last 3 matchups, and he's run for 3 touchdowns over that stretch. Maybe we're starting to see Drake May warm up a little bit. We continue here on College Football Live. Coming up, it is another ranked versus ranked matchup in USC and Notre Dame. Will the Trojans be able to remain unbeaten with star quarterback Caleb Williams? Or will the bright lights in South Bend bring the pressure?
College Football Live is presented by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Full-time fans, your drive never goes unnoticed, and you deserve a reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Whatever your business needs, Vistaprint can print it. Like packaging from tape to thank you cards, or merch from t-shirts to caps, even a logo that you can put on all that. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. New customers get 25% off at Vistaprint.com.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 is so good, the crew is giving every combination code names.
I got that sauce biscuit and some Tay-Tays.
Eggman and Saucy Boy. 2 hot coffees.
No matter what you call it, Wendy's breakfast is that breakfast. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
I get to love you. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. Every kiss begins with K. Oh my God! Is this? Oh, yes. I don't like to belong to me.
Immersive 3-row sound to enhance all your high notes.
We love our house. The outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
I think we got in the house.
I think you're right.
Stay away from my family.
Why are you so strong? At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. We save so much.
You want me to get the spray stuff?
Get the spray stuff.
He's up here!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
All right, do you guys want to do a little swap?
I mean, yeah, I could be into it. Just like a one-time casual thing with Tyler, or?
I was talking about switching up teams for fun.
I don't like this game.
Looking for a convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness.
You know it.
It's the final day to join for just $1 down, $10 a month. We've got over 2,400 locations with most open 24 hours. Join now to enjoy free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Whether you're new to a gym or a fitness pro, the Judgment-Free Zone is the place for you. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends today. Oh yeah, that's the energy.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Yada yada.
Contract yada yada.
Price hike yada yada.
Not a yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. only at Metro.
This month, join the new Subway MVP Rewards program and get rewarded. Get 50% off any footlong when you join Subway MVP Rewards. So many all-star options.
It's just for Subway MVPs, right?
You catch on quick, Herbert. Join now and get 50% off any footlong.
If you build it, they will want the peach one. YoPlay. Real good, real fruit, real smooth.
A lot of the game day signs have been funny, many of them provocative. But there was only one sign that was first. That's me. My name is Bobby Merced, and this is the story of how game day got its signs. Back in '94, game day was coming to Lincoln. Got my sign out, and I started walking back and forth. The campus police said, no signs. But it was too late.
Look at all the signs!
I had already changed the world.
This Heisman Update is brought to you by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Tomorrow afternoon, this is one of the biggest games of the day, if not the entire year for the Pac-12. It is on ABC and the ESPN app at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Bo Nix and number 8 Oregon squaring off against Michael Penix Jr. and number 7 Washington. You guys like him, right? Our College Game Day crew starts the morning off at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, under the cloak of darkness. Steven, it's time for your favorite segment, the cough it up.
I don't know if it's my favorite. It depends how it does the day after. So we're gonna feel good about giving them out right now.
Positive energy. Let's look at positive energy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at tonight. People have different feelings about their alma maters. I don't have any feelings, so I'm taking Colorado tonight. There's no question. When you look at Stanford's defense, they have 2 sacks since week 1. And when you look at what Colorado has speed-wise, Stanford doesn't have anything to compete with that. Not a lot of team speed. Colorado didn't have a 100-yard receiver last week. They'll have multiple tonight. Lay the points with Colorado. Next, right here, Seattle, Washington. UW against the Ducks. I'm taking Washington. You got number 1 in total offense. You got number 2 in total offense. You got number 2 and number 3 in scoring offense because of that guy right there. But I honestly think we will see a bust-out game from Washington's defense against that Oregon offensive line. I really like where you are and what you've seen. Like I said, Des, just wanted to get here undefeated. 100%. They're here now. Yes, they went to Eugene and won last year. They'll be fine to take care of business. And then the final one is the Big 12. BYU, Keaton Slovis is a quarterback who's been starting forever, 42 career starts. Only 5 active quarterbacks have more starts than him in their career. And now they go to TCU to play a kid who's in his first start in Josh Hoover. Okay. I'm not sure why TCU is giving points, but we're going to take those points with BYU.
The guy with the most starts, though, is in the game here, right?
He is.
The Bo Nix.
We're not going to mention.
I just want to see if they were listening. I just want to see if they were listening. Let's check in on our Nissan Heisman update. 2 of the best QBs in the country facing off in South Bend this weekend. Caleb Williams somehow putting up better numbers than his Heisman winning season last year. Don't count out the veteran Sam Hartman, though, and what he's been able to do with this Notre Dame offense. I believe Sam Hartman is also on that list that you were referencing there. Desmond, Hartman has been struggling late. Big difference between his first few outings and his last few outings. Can he turn it around?
Step up in competition to do that to you. He went against Ohio State, Duke, and then last week against Louisville. So now he gets a chance to go up against USC. And when you think USC, you think Caleb Williams. You think offense. You think explosion. But the flip side of that coin is how bad their defense is. I mean, their defense is just really horrendous this season. And this just might be what Sam Hartman needs to get back on track like he was earlier in the season. And when you look at this defense, I got a breakdown tape I'm going to do tomorrow on the Trojans defense. I mean, when they're this bad, guys, there are multiple amount of reasons why they're playing